Hi, welcome to this another episode of CAT Question of the Day series by iQuanta. And this is Kamal Hoya, your companion in the journey towards IIMs. Okay, so this is a question based on number system, factors, which is one of the important topic of CAT. And CAT में काफी questions directly factors पे base आ चुके हैं. Factors बताओ, factors बताओ, factors बताओ. आज बता देते हैं. Okay, so here is the question before you, and I'm sure you have solved it already. अगर नहीं किया है तो you still have got time. Please see the question carefully, read it carefully, and try to answer. And after that, we shall discuss it. Okay, so here's a question for you. Your time starts now. Okay, so let's discuss it now. It says all positive factors of a number except one and the number itself are called its genuine factors. So basically it is defining a new term regarding factors. So first thing we need to know what is the meaning of factor. Factor is that number, that positive integer which divide a given number completely. जो एक given number को पूरा पूरा divide करता है, that is called a factor. And now among that also it is talking about the term genuine factor. What is that? So this genuine factor, it is saying किनको बोल रहे हैं? So all positive factors of a number except one and the number itself. यानी कि टोटल लिस्ट ऑफ फैक्टर्स में से दो फैक्टर्स हमने छोड़ दिए हैं. कौन कौन से? द स्मॉलेस्ट फैक्टर विच इज वन एंड द लार्जेस्ट फैक्टर विच इज द नंबर इटसेल्फ. सो लीविंग दीज टू, रिमेनिंग फैक्टर्स ऑफ ए नंबर आर कॉल्ड और बीइंग कॉल्ड हियर जेन्युइन फैक्टर्स. ठीक है ना? आई होप इट इज क्लियर सो फार. नाउ क्वेश्चन सेज लार्जेस्ट जेन्युइन फैक्टर ऑफ n. तो जो भी नंबर n है तो उसका लार्जेस्ट जेन्युइन फैक्टर. नाउ व्हाट वुड बी द लार्जेस्ट जेन्युइन फैक्टर? The largest genuine factor would be just less than the number itself, right? Just less than the number which is a factor. Just less than the number which is factor of the original number. That would be the largest genuine factor. And this is 2035 times its smallest genuine factor. Now that is the important term. What would be the smallest genuine factor of a number? So smallest genuine factor would be certainly the factor of the number which is just greater than 1, isn't it? Okay, so let's write it and solve it. Question is asking about how many values can n take. So at first go it may look like bhai there could be any number of numbers. How do we know? है ना, कुछ भी हो सकते हैं, बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं. So when I framed this question many years ago earlier, so I put the options like this: 1, 2, 3, or more than 3. And most of the students were answering more than 3. And by the way, among you also, I'm sure many of those who are not having a nice concept of factors, so maybe still doubtful about that. There could be many numbers, right? But there are limited numbers. There are not infinite such numbers. There are certainly going to be finite numbers, and for that we need to know the properties of the factors. So अब हमारे पास कोई number है n, that we need to find out. Question is that only, how many values can n take, right? हमें बताना है कि n की कितनी values हो सकती हैं. So if n is any number, so we know that all the factors appear in pairs such that product of the numbers, product of the factors is equal to the number itself. For example, if I talk about any number, let's say 30. So 30 का smallest factor क्या होगा? It's 1, right? So when you divide 30 by 1, you will get the largest factor of 30, which is 30 itself, right? So as I said, this factor appear in pairs such that their product is equal to the number itself. Okay, check again. क्या ये हमेशा होता है क्या? Let's check. Second factor क्या होगा 30 का? After 1, it is 2, right? And अगर मैं 2 से divide करता हूँ 30 को, so what number I will get? 15, which is also a factor of 30. I hope it is clear. So basically 2 into 15 is again becoming 30. Same way, 3 multiplied with 10 will also give you 30. Both are the factors of this number. And then next 4 is not a factor. So after that 5 is a factor. So 5 and 6 will also make a pair like this. So you can see that this Wi-Fi range is there. So all these factors appear in pairs like that their product is equal to the number itself. Fine. So same way we are having a number n. So of course the smallest factor for any number is going to be 1. So 1 is the smallest factor, and corresponding the largest factor is going to be n, right? So that their product was equal to the number, right? So the product of the corresponding pairs, corresponding factors here, so that is going to be 1. Now question is talking about largest genuine factor. Now, what is the genuine factor? Genuine factor are all those factors except 1 and n, right? That has been clearly mentioned. So all positive factors except 1 and the number itself. तो यानी कि 1 और n को छोड़ के बीच में जितने भी फैक्टर्स हैं, राइट, बीच में जितने भी फैक्टर्स हैं, कितने हैं दैट आई डोंट नो, दैट डिपेंड्स अपॉन द वैल्यू ऑफ n, बट जितने भी हैं दे आर बीइंग कॉल्ड हियर एज जेन्युइन फैक्टर्स. आई होप इट इज फाइन. नाउ अब वो जेन्युइन है या इनजेन्युइन है उससे फर्क भी क्या पड़ता है. प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ फैक्टर्स आर गोइंग टू बी वैलिड, राइट. ये तो जो प्रॉपर्टी हमने देखी है दैट पेयर वाइज प्रोडक्ट दैट इज गोइंग टू बी इक्वल टू द नंबर. Fine. Okay. So it is talking about largest genuine factor. So largest genuine factor का मतलब इससे just पहले वाला whatever largest factor would be here, largest number here. ठीक है ना? Now this is 2035 times something. तो ये 2035 times something है, right? तो let me write. This is going to be 2035 into something. Right? अब वो into something क्या है? It is 235 times its smallest genuine factor. Now, which is the smallest genuine factor? Now, smallest genuine factor would be the factor greater than 1, right? So, this next factor which is going to appear here. अब यहाँ पर जो भी आएगा वही नंबर यहाँ पे आने वाला है, right? अच्छा, by the way, can you tell me what will be this smallest genuine factor? 1 से बड़ा जो भी factor है, smallest factor, वो factor क्या होगा उस नंबर के लिए? As we see in this example, so 1 से बड़ा next factor क्या था? 2 था. किसी में 2 नहीं होगा तो 3 होगा, 3 नहीं होगा तो 4 हो सकता है क्या? ना 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 ना, because 4 से पहले तो 2 आना ही था ना, right? So 4 is not possible. What next the smallest factor could be? 5 it may be, right? 6 हो सकता है उसके next क्या? No, 6 can't be because 6 से पहले तो 2 या 3 आना ही था. So basically the point of understanding here is that the smallest genuine factor here, it is actually smallest prime factor of the number, right? That is the key point here to understand. This smallest genuine factor is nothing but smallest prime factor of the number. So let me call it by the letter P. So this is the smallest, where P is the smallest prime factor of this number, right? क्योंकि prime number ही होगा, composite होता तो उससे पहले there need to be the prime factors also, right? So this P, this smallest genuine factor of any number is actually the smallest prime factor, right? Now, if this is P, I don't know its value right now, but it is given now that this largest prime factor, this largest genuine factor here, it is equal to 2035 times smallest prime factor, smallest genuine factor. So 2035 times P it is. Fine so far? ठीक है, this is just by using the properties of factors, and we have seen this pattern. This pairwise product is going to be equal to the number, है ना? तो same will be applicable here as well. So product of these two is also going to be equal to the number itself, isn't it? Yes. So from here we got to know about the number. It is going to be simply product of these two, P into 2035 times P. Are you getting that? It means the number is nothing but 2035 times P square, where P is nothing but the smallest prime factor. Now this is the magical part, right? This is the magical part. You just need to reach there. और अगर आप यहाँ पर पहुंच गए ना, उसके बाद question is almost done. Now what is left? Now still people can think, अच्छा P तो prime number है ना, तो P की क्या क्या values हो सकती हैं? Accordingly we will get the values of n. That's certainly true. Now P is a prime number that we have understood. तो कहां तक के प्राइम नंबर चेक करने हैं? Do I need to check prime numbers till 2035? No. So we need to first factorize this 2035. Okay, so let's factorize this number. So this 2035 comes out to be 5 into 11 into 37 into, we have this P square, right? This factorization you can easily do. It is divisible by 5. If you divide by 5, 5 4s are 20 and 0 and 7. So 407. Now 407 is divisible by 11. That is 11 into 37. Fine. So this is the prime factorization of this number. Now remember, P was the smallest prime factor or smallest prime number contained in this number. So what value can P take? Can P be equal to 2? Yes, P can be equal to 2, because if P is 2, then it is the smallest prime number, right? Can P be equal to 3? Yes, sir, that is no problem. So if it is 3, so it will still remain the smallest prime factor or prime number in this number. Can P be equal to 5? Yes, if P is 5, in that case also it is the smallest one, right? But can P be more than 5, that is 7? No, because 7 is a prime number, that's fine, that agreed. But if it is 7, then it will not be the smallest prime factor, because usse chota to 5 hai hi na, right? Are you getting that? So basically these are the three possible values, and accordingly we will get three possible values of the number, right? So the answer to this question, how many values can n take? It is obviously three values. And what are those three values? You just need to put the value of p as 2 or 3 or 5, you will get the answer, right? So I'm sure you have understood the whole concept. So the idea was not just to answer this question, idea was to understand the complete concept. So concept is that we need to understand the pattern of the factors, one thing, and second thing which was mentioned here about the genuine factors here. So all the factors, yeah, basically the second smallest factor, we can say after 1, the second smallest factor greater than 1, it is nothing but the smallest prime number or prime factor of the number, the smallest prime number which divides the given number. So that was the important concept here, important thing here, and based on those, based on that only, we got these three possible values for p, and hence the answer. Thank you very much.